I gotta admit, while this bug looks insanely effective in my skit, it doesn't always work out that way. What you saw was an invisible wall that stops the zombies, but not the player. The ultimate defense possible in Project Zomboid. In my testing, it tends to fix itself when the player interacts with it, and sometimes on its own. Let's get into the meat of this bug. When a furniture object burns, its physical blocking for zombies doesn't get removed. However, their pathfinding doesn't see it anymore, so they still try to path through the invisible wall. You can mess with this in debug mode by going into the cheats and turning on the brush tool. Right-click on the ground and open the brush tool. Now you can spawn tiles like a table very easily. Then you can switch to placing fire and burn the tables. Remove the fires, and voila, you have a lovely invisible wall to taunt the zombies from. If you remove the ashes or even walk through it, it can stop working. For example, I have this zombie stuck in a box of burnt tables, but as I start walking through the areas, they stop blocking it, making this not so great of a way to block zombies. On the other hand, it's so effective when it does work that it's still worth doing as an exploit. Since the zombies can't path around the invisible wall, a single tile gap doesn't stop it from working. That's when we get to another problem with this exploit. It's kind of hard to set individual things on fire in Zomboid. Raise your hand if you've accidentally burned your base down before. I haven't messed with fire that much, but as far as I know, you can't directly set a piece of furniture on fire. You have to set something else on fire near it and hope it spreads just right. Spoiler, the fire hates spreading correctly for your elaborate invisible wall setups. The tedious workaround to this I came up with was to burn a zombie body and place a table on top of the fire to burn it. This requires a lot of work for just a single tile worth of wall, but even then it is still incredibly effective because the zombie cannot path around it. There are some advantages to fire spread being turned off. You can purposefully set ovens on fire by letting food burn in them, and with fire spread off, they don't explode and destroy half the neighborhood in the process. For exploding with fire spread turned on, you are going to want to bring a way to extinguish any fire that has spread past your planned zone. And no chucking a Molotov at your problems, it's unlikely to fix it. Even in a place where fire can spread to every tile, it can miss some of your setup. This means you'll be setting a couple fires to get anything large done. If you're trying to do this exploit before it gets patched, and yes, I checked, someone did already report this bug on the forums, you should try to keep the size of the wall as small as possible. A simple one-tile blockade and a door is enough. The larger it is, the more annoying it will be to get everything to burn correctly, unless you put it inside a building and burn the whole thing down. Before I end this, I want to talk about the mythology of this bug. In this bug, making zombies unable to cross a line of ashes is pretty funny, especially since removing the ashes lets them pass. It's like the Zomboid zombies have their own little side story for lore going on. They can revive after you've already dispatched them, and now they can't walk through bugged ashes.